If you like books that make you feel all the feels, well, first you should probably check out the Triumph Over Amazing Odds video series. But if that's not enough for you, you've got to check out these books. They run the gamut from making you feel amazingly good about humanity to really sad about humanity to really grossed out about what people did in the past. There is one book on here that you need a strong stomach for. All right, let's check out some of these nonfiction books that will make you feel all the feels. If you love the book Wonder, then you have to pick up the book Ugly. This is the nonfiction version of Wonder. And in this book, Robert has to deal with all of the bullying and a million different surgeries just so he's able to do basic things like walk or smell. I Will Always Write Back is the story of two pen pals, one from the US and one from Zimbabwe. So this girl in the US decides to become a pen pal with somebody from across the world. And through these letters, she starts learning a lot more about him and what he is going through in his country. Now, the really cool thing about this book is they actually kept their letters. So you get to see what they wrote back and forth to each other. And also, it's a dual narrative. So you get to see both letter writers and what they were experiencing at home. This is a really cool book for somebody that really values friendship. A Child Called It is easily one of the most intense books you will ever read. This is the story of child abuse. It is the story of a boy whose mom, for some unknown reason, decides that she just really hates him. This is about all of the abuse that he endures at her hands. This is a book that is going to stick with you forever. Same but Different is the story of two siblings. They're actually twins, and one of them is really upset that she's not going to be with her brother anymore because her brother has autism, and she is kind of his protector in school. But he's being held back a year. And so this is the story about two siblings who are really for the first time kind of spending the school year apart. And they're not going to be there for each other anymore. The really interesting part of this book is that it's actually written by both of the kids in the story. So you get to see inside the mind of somebody who has autism. And so this is a really wonderful book. If you are an empathetic reader or you want to learn a little bit more about autism and how to help people who have it succeed. My 13th Winter really hit me hard personally because this is about a girl who has a learning disability, and I have a learning disability too. So I recognized a lot of what she was going through. In this book, this girl has what's called dyscalculia, which means she has a really hard time with numbers. She can't tell time. She keeps falling behind in all of her classes, especially in math class, even though she's working really hard. She knows she's smart. Why is it that she can't get math? Well, this book is a really interesting look inside the mind of somebody who has a learning disability, who knows that they're incredibly smart. There's something in their brain that just makes it really difficult to understand certain concepts, and in this case, math. So if you are an empathetic reader, or maybe someone who has a learning disability themselves, this is a great book for you. How They Croaked is easily the grossest book on this entire list. If you're looking for a book that's going to give you the heebie-jeebies, then you have got to read this one. All right, so this book goes through all of these different really famous people throughout history and talks about how they died, all of the gross ways that they died that we really don't have to think about anymore because our medicine has advanced a little bit. So if you want something that is absolutely going to gross you out and is a really quick read, this is going to be the book for you. For even more book suggestions or to request your own nonfiction book, go to www.cromaine.org or email youthandteen@cromaine.org to send in your request. Happy reading!